Before starting the story, please subscribe to my channel and watch the video without skipping. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Wednesday, September 17th. Kane's Jill condition, Jack warns Nikki, Billy's big dilemma. Get updates on the latest news about The Young and the Restless, straight to your inbox. We use your personal data for interest-based advertising, as outlined in our privacy notice. What is this? The Young and the Restless spoilers are in for Wednesday, September 17, 2025. Fans can expect Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn, to ask Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, to make things right with Jill Abbott, Jess Walton. Meanwhile, Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, issues a warning to Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott. Keep reading, and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Make sure to check out our weekly Y&R spoilers, here. Kane Ashby's special request. Let's start off with Kane, who isn't going to give Billy much more time to make a decision. The tycoon knows how Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, feels, but is hoping that Billy takes the deal anyway. Kane needs Billy to say yes for the long-term plan to work. Unfortunately for Billy, it seems that he's making all the wrong moves. Kane will meet with Billy and issue a special request. That will be for Billy to smooth things over with his mother, Jill. Could that mean a return for Jill coming up? Billy Abbott's big dilemma. For Billy, he is already reeling from Sally walking out of their business partnership and possibly relationship as well. Billy doesn't know which way to turn until he knows if Sally is truly gone or not. Since Sally said she didn't know yet, Kane will put some pressure on Billy. Kane is big on terms and conditions. So, if Billy truly wants what was promised, then he might have to make nice with Jill. Kane Ashby's special request. Kane Ashby has always been a man of mystery, ambition, and deep emotion on The Young and the Restless, and now his story takes a shocking new turn that could shake Genoa City to its very core. After years of heartbreak, betrayal, redemption, and family struggles, Kane is finally stepping back into the spotlight with a request so powerful, so personal, and so unexpected that it leaves everyone around him questioning motives, relationships, and the possibility of second chances. This is not just another chapter for Kane, it could be the defining moment of his legacy. His return to the canvas is stirring up speculation, and insiders say his request is tied to matters of family, love, and redemption, themes that have always been at the heart of his character's journey. The intriguing part is that Kane's move is not about business or revenge, it is about something far deeper, something that reaches into the most vulnerable part of his soul. Fans remember Kane as the devoted husband to Lily Winters, the doting father to Charlie and Maddie, and the man who tried relentlessly to protect his family even when his past mistakes came back to haunt him. But Genoa City is not a place where mistakes stay buried for long, and Kane's complicated history has always resurfaced in ways that tested the bonds he held most dear. After everything he has endured, his identity lies, his turbulent marriage, his fights to win Lily back, and his controversial entanglements, many wondered if Kane's story had quietly ended when he left town. But just when people stopped asking about him, whispers started emerging. Kane is coming back, and he has something important on his mind. The phrase, special request, has been buzzing in fan circles because it signals that Kane isn't returning just for a cameo or quick family check-in. No, this is something larger, a purpose-driven mission that could reset relationships and ignite new drama across the Winters and Chancellor families. But what exactly is Kane's request? Those close to production say it is layered, emotional, and possibly tied to legacy. Some believe it could be connected to Catherine Chancellor's estate, others speculate it involves Lily and the children, and a few daring voices even suggest Kane might be ready to ask for forgiveness from people he wronged in ways that still linger in the Genoa City air. The emotional weight of Kane's request cannot be understated. For years, his love story with Lily has been one of the most passionate and heartbreaking arcs on the show. From the moment Kane and Lily's chemistry lit up screens, they became one of Y&R's beloved super couples. But trust was broken more than once, and though forgiveness often followed, the fractures remained. Lily has since moved on, building a life of her own, growing stronger both personally and professionally. Would Kane's return threaten that independence? Or could his request be a plea for one last chance at rebuilding the family unit that meant everything to him? Lily has been through enough heartache to know that granting Kane anything comes at a price. Then there is the matter of the Winters family legacy. Neil Winters, Lily's father and Kane's father-in-law, was a man of integrity, respect, and strength. Kane's bond with Neil was complex, filled with admiration but also moments of tension. If Kane's request touches on the Winters family legacy, it may be his way of honoring Neil's memory and trying to contribute to something bigger than himself. Could Kane be coming back to make amends, to show that despite his mistakes, he still wants to be a positive presence for the family that once embraced him as one of their own? Of course, nothing involving Kane comes without complications. The Chancellor family name is also intertwined with his journey. Catherine Chancellor played a role in shaping Kane's place in Genoa City, and Jill Abbott became a mother figure to him in many ways. Rumors suggest that Kane's special request may involve Jill, perhaps asking for her blessing in a matter of inheritance, business, or personal growth. Jill has always been protective, skeptical, and fiercely loyal to her family, so Kane's plea would have to be genuine and heartfelt to win her trust again. And if Jill feels that Kane's motives are less than pure, the fallout could reignite old wounds and power struggles. Adding to the tension is the uncertain reaction of Kane's children. Charlie and Maddie are not the little kids they once were. They have matured, faced challenges of their own, and established their independence. Kane's request may very well involve his children, perhaps asking them to reunite as a family or to give him a chance to play a bigger role in their lives once again. But after years of disappointment and absence, will they be receptive? Or will they push back, forcing Kane to realize that redemption is not granted by words alone but by consistent action? His desire to reconnect with his kids may be one of the driving forces behind his return, but it won't come easy. Speculation has also risen that Kane's special request could intersect with business intrigue. Genoa City thrives on corporate wars, and Chancellor Winters is at the center of many ongoing power plays. If Kane's request involves stepping back into the business world, either to prove his worth or to reclaim a seat at the table, it would send shockwaves across the boardroom and beyond. Devon Hamilton, Lily's brother, would be at the forefront of this conflict, questioning Kane's motives and guarding the family empire from potential disruption. Devon has never been one to trust lightly, especially when it comes to protecting what Neil built, so Kane would face a daunting battle to win him over. Behind all of this speculation lies one undeniable truth: Kane Ashby has unfinished business in Genoa City. His special request represents not only his attempt to reconcile with his past but also his determination to carve out a new future. Whether that means reuniting with Lily, mending bonds with his children, or reclaiming a role in the Chancellor Winters family, Kane's path will be anything but simple. Every relationship he touches will be tested, every word he speaks will be dissected, and every motive he has will be questioned. The beauty of Kane's character is that he embodies contradictions. He is both flawed and devoted, reckless and selfless, secretive yet willing to bare his soul when the moment calls for it. That complexity makes his request all the more compelling because it could go in so many directions. Will it be an intimate plea for family forgiveness? A dramatic demand tied to business or legacy? Or perhaps a combination of both, proving that Kane is still the layered, unpredictable man fans have followed for years? Soap operas thrive on emotion, and Kane's story has always been drenched in it. His return promises to bring that emotional weight back to the forefront of the young and the restless, giving fans a chance to relive the passion, heartbreak, and hope that defined his character. Whether his request is granted or denied, one thing is certain: Genoa City will never be the same once Kane Ashby sets his sights on what he wants. And this time, with everything on the line, Kane may finally be ready to fight not for survival or reputation, but for love, legacy, and redemption. Billy Abbott's big dilemma. Billy Abbott has never been a man who runs from chaos. In fact, he often seems to stumble into it, whether by fate or by choice. His story on The Young and the Restless has been defined by passion, mistakes, redemption, and his relentless struggle to find balance in his life. And now, Billy faces what may be his biggest dilemma yet, a crossroad that forces him to make decisions that could alter not only his future but also the lives of everyone around him. This new chapter is drenched in tension, heartache, and moral questions, the kind of story that defines daytime drama at its very best. For years, Billy has wrestled with who he is at the core. He has been the reckless playboy who couldn't stay out of trouble, the grieving father haunted by the death of Delia, the lover who couldn't resist temptation, and the businessman trying to prove his worth in a family where he has often felt like the black sheep. Each version of Billy has left scars, and each moment of growth has led to setbacks that remind him that progress is never linear. His dilemma now is not just about work or romance, it is about identity. Who does Billy want to be moving forward? Can he rise above the mistakes of the past, or is he doomed to repeat them once again? At the heart of Billy's current dilemma lies his fractured relationship with the people he loves most. His bond with Victoria Newman has been one of the most enduring yet destructive romances in Genoa City. Their love has been a whirlwind of passion and betrayal, a cycle of falling apart and coming back together. Even now, there are lingering feelings between them that neither can fully escape. Billy's dilemma may involve choosing whether to reignite that connection or to finally close the door for good. Victoria has moved on, focusing on her children, her career, and her own sense of independence. Yet, Billy's presence always stirs something in her, and fans know that if Billy makes a bold move, it could pull her back into the orbit of their complicated love story. Then there is Chelsea Lawson, who entered Billy's life in ways no one could have predicted. What started as a shared grief over the loss of their children grew into something deeper. Chelsea and Billy developed a bond built on mutual understanding and support, but it has not been without its complications. Chelsea's own struggles with mental health, her past schemes, and her unpredictable behavior have made their relationship anything but simple. Billy's dilemma may very well involve choosing between his feelings for Chelsea and his unfinished business with Victoria. Torn between two women who represent different parts of his heart, Billy's indecision could ignite a new romantic storm in Genoa City. Beyond his love life, Billy's professional world is equally messy. His place at Chancellor Winters has been under scrutiny for months, and tensions with Devon Hamilton and Lily Winters have only added fuel to the fire. Billy has always wanted to prove that he is more than just the reckless Abbott heir, that he has the intelligence and drive to succeed in the corporate world. Yet, his tendency to act impulsively often undermines his credibility. Now, whispers suggest that Billy may be facing a make-or-break moment at the company, forced to either rise to the occasion or walk away entirely. His dilemma could involve choosing between staying in a position that constantly tests his self-control or striking out on his own in a risky but liberating move. Jack Abbott, Billy's older brother, also plays a role in this story. Their relationship has always been complicated, defined by brotherly love but also resentment. Billy has often felt overshadowed by Jack's accomplishments, and Jack has often had to clean up Billy's messes. If Billy's dilemma involves business decisions that affect Jabot or Chancellor Winters, Jack will be pulled into the mix. Jack wants what is best for Billy, but he also knows that enabling his younger brother can lead to disaster. Their family dynamic could explode once again if Billy's choices put the Abbott legacy in jeopardy. The most compelling part of Billy's dilemma is the moral struggle it creates. He is a man who desperately wants to do the right thing but often sabotages himself in the process. He is torn between responsibility and desire, between stability and chaos, between being the man his family needs and the man his impulses drive him to be. This constant push and pull has defined his character for years, and now it seems to be reaching a boiling point. Will Billy finally take the path of responsibility, proving he has grown into the man he claims he wants to be? Or will temptation lure him back into the destructive habits that have cost him so much in the past? Adding to the drama is Billy's relationship with his children. As a father, Billy has always tried to be present, but his personal struggles often got in the way. His kids need stability, and part of his dilemma may be realizing that every choice he makes, whether in love, work, or family, directly affects them. Can Billy finally put his children first, or will his restless spirit once again lead him down a path that causes them pain? His role as a father has often grounded him, and fans will be eager to see whether that part of his identity can help guide him through the storm ahead. Soap fans know that dilemmas like this are never resolved easily. They unfold in layers, with twists and turns that keep viewers guessing. Billy's big dilemma is no different. It will force him to confront old wounds, test new relationships, and question his deepest desires. It may even bring unexpected alliances, perhaps with someone outside his usual circle who offers him a new perspective. And it will certainly bring conflict, because in Genoa City, no decision is made without ripple effects that impact half the town. What makes this storyline so powerful is the emotional complexity it gives Billy. He is not a villain, but he is not a saint either. He is a man trying to find his place, and that makes him relatable to viewers who understand what it means to struggle, to stumble, and to try again. His big dilemma is not just about plot points, it is about the human condition, about the choices we make and the consequences they bring. And that is what makes Billy Abbott one of the most compelling characters on The Young and the Restless. As this storyline unfolds, fans can expect heartbreak, shocking revelations, and moments of hope. Billy may surprise everyone by choosing a path no one expected, or he may break hearts all over again by falling into old habits. Either way, the journey will be one that keeps audiences glued to their screens, invested in every step of his struggle. Because at the end of the day, Billy Abbott's big dilemma is not just about him, it is about the people he loves, the family he fights for, and the legacy he wants to leave behind. One thing is certain, when Billy Abbott is at the center of the drama, Genoa City is never quiet for long. His dilemma will shake the foundations of his relationships, his career, and his family, leaving fans to wonder whether this will be the moment that finally defines him or the one that sends him spiraling yet again. Either way, Billy Abbott is about to remind everyone why his story is one of the most riveting on daytime television. Victor Newman's multitasking. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, September 17 reveal that Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, will use multitasking while taking down his rivals. The man likely has several fires burning. So, let's see what his next move is. At some point, Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinley, might be summoned to perform a task for her father. With Jack coming to her for help, that could put both Victoria and Claire Grace Newman, Haley Aaron, in a moral dilemma. Nikki Newman warned. As for Jack, he will issue a warning to Nikki. The Abbott patriarch will explain Billy's 180, Victor's determination as well as Kane's plotting. What is this? With all this going on at once, Nikki will know that some chaos is up ahead, and her family is right in the center of it. Later, Nikki could push Victor for information. However, he likes to hide his cards, even from those he trusts the most. Nikki could have a bad feeling, but it seems that Victor might be determined to do things his way anyway, so stay tuned. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most on Wednesday, September 17, 2025? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Victor Newman's multitasking. Victor Newman has always been the man at the center of power in Genoa City. Known as the ruthless patriarch of the Newman family, a business mogul, a master manipulator, and a devoted, if controlling, husband and father, Victor thrives on having his hands in every possible pot. For decades, fans of The Young and the Restless have watched him juggle corporate wars, family crises, health scares, and romantic entanglements with an intensity that leaves everyone else scrambling to keep up. But now, in a storyline that plays perfectly to his strengths, Victor's ability to multitask is once again put to the test. This time, he must balance loyalty, legacy, and leverage in a way that could either cement his empire forever or set it on a path of collapse. The brilliance of Victor has always been his ability to compartmentalize. While most people would crumble under the weight of a single problem, Victor thrives on handling 10 at once. He can conduct a high-stakes business meeting, orchestrate a revenge scheme, manage his family's drama, and still find time to plan his next chess move against his rivals. This is why the phrase, Victor Newman's multitasking, is more than just a catchphrase, it is the essence of who he is. But even for Victor, there are moments when the strain of managing too much threatens to catch up with him. Is this the moment when his legendary multitasking finally shows cracks, or will it prove once again that there is no man like Victor Newman? One of the central tasks on Victor's plate involves Newman Enterprises. The company has always been his crown jewel, the empire he built from nothing, and the legacy he intends to pass on to his children. But handing over power has never come easily for Victor. He wants his children, Victoria, Nick, Adam, and Abby, to carry the torch, but he also cannot resist micromanaging their every move. Right now, Newman Enterprises is at a crossroads, with competitors circling and internal divisions threatening stability. Victor must decide how much control to relinquish and how much to tighten his grip. His ability to multitask means he can run a corporate empire while also keeping tabs on family loyalty, but even he knows that each decision has consequences. Another front in Victor's multitasking marathon is his relationship with his children. Victoria is ambitious and capable, but her independence often clashes with Victor's controlling ways. Nick is the voice of reason but has grown weary of his father's manipulations. Adam remains the wild card, forever seeking Victor's approval yet resenting his father's dominance. Abby, though less entangled in Newman Enterprises, still carries the Newman name and the burden of expectations that come with it. Victor's challenge is keeping all of his children in line without driving them away, a balancing act that requires constant vigilance. His dilemma is clear: does he prioritize the company or his family's unity, or does he once again prove that, for Victor Newman, the two are inseparable? Adding to the complexity is Victor's marriage to Nikki Newman. Their relationship is one of the most iconic in daytime television, passionate, turbulent, unbreakable yet constantly tested. Nikki has stood by Victor through countless battles, but she also knows his flaws better than anyone. She challenges him in ways no one else dares, and her support is often what allows him to manage his endless responsibilities. Yet even Nikki has limits, and Victor's tendency to spread himself too thin can strain their bond. His multitasking skills must extend to his marriage, ensuring that while he handles corporate wars and family drama, he does not lose sight of the woman who has been his anchor for decades. Then there are his rivals. Victor has never been short of enemies, and his ability to multitask has always included keeping his opponents in check. Jack Abbott remains his longest-standing rival, a man whose friendship and enmity with Victor shifts like the tides but never disappears. Their business battles have defined much of Genoa City's corporate history, and even when it seems the war has cooled, sparks inevitably reignite. Victor must also contend with outsiders, ambitious executives, scheming opportunists, and even old enemies who resurface at the worst times. Handling these threats while managing his family and business requires a level of focus that only Victor can muster. But Victor's multitasking is not limited to the business and family spheres, it also extends to his health. Over the years, Victor has faced heart attacks, medical scares, and brushes with death that would have sidelined any other man. Yet, he always comes back stronger, determined to prove that nothing can keep him down. His ability to manage his health while continuing to run empires and manipulate outcomes is a testament to his resilience. Still, even Victor is not invincible, and fans know that any storyline involving his health raises the stakes even higher. How long can he keep pushing himself without breaking down? What makes Victor's multitasking so fascinating to watch is not just the scope of what he handles but the strategy behind it. He doesn't simply react to situations, he plans 3 moves ahead, making sure that no matter what happens, he has the upper hand. Whether he is dealing with a hostile takeover, a family betrayal, or a personal attack, Victor ensures that he is never caught off guard. That level of foresight is what separates him from everyone else in Genoa City. While others scramble to put out fires, Victor is already lighting matches somewhere else, confident that he can control the outcome. Yet, for all his power and control, Victor's multitasking comes at a cost. His relationships suffer, his children resent his interference, and his constant need to be in charge alienates the very people he wants to protect. This paradox is what makes him such a compelling character. He juggles so much, but in doing so, he sometimes loses sight of the simple things: love, trust, and peace of mind. His latest round of multitasking may once again put him in a position where he must choose between maintaining his iron grip and letting go enough to allow his family to thrive. Fans of The Young and the Restless know that Victor Newman is not just a character, he is the heartbeat of the show. His ability to handle multiple crises at once keeps the drama alive, giving viewers a constant stream of intrigue and emotional stakes. Whether he is saving Newman Enterprises from collapse, reining in Adam's schemes, guiding Victoria's ambition, mediating with Nick, or keeping Nikki by his side, Victor does it all with a blend of charisma, ruthlessness, and determination that is unmatched. The question now is how long he can keep it up. Can Victor continue to juggle everything without dropping the ball? Or will his latest round of multitasking push him to a breaking point that even he cannot control? Whatever the outcome, one thing is certain: when Victor Newman is multitasking, everyone else in Genoa City better pay attention, because every decision he makes will send ripples through their lives. His power lies not just in what he controls, but in his ability to be everywhere, involved in everything, and shaping every outcome to his will. In the end, Victor Newman's multitasking is not just about survival, it is about legacy. He is not merely fighting battles for today, he is building an empire that he expects to stand for generations. His children may resist him, his rivals may challenge him, and even his health may betray him, but Victor remains unshaken in his belief that he can do it all. And as long as he continues to juggle the impossible with his trademark confidence, The Young and the Restless will remain centered on the legend of Victor Newman, the man who proves that when it comes to power, loyalty, and control, no one multitasks like the great Victor Newman. Nikki Newman warned Y&R. Nikki Newman has been the heart and soul of The Young and the Restless for decades, a character whose strength, elegance, and vulnerability have made her one of the most beloved figures in soap opera history. Yet behind the glamour and resilience lies a woman who has been through more turmoil than most could survive. From her tempestuous marriage to Victor Newman to her battles with alcoholism, family betrayal, and countless life-threatening situations, Nikki has always found a way to rise again. But now, in a storyline that has fans buzzing, Nikki Newman receives a warning that could shake her to the core, leaving her questioning everything she thought she knew about her future, her family, and her safety. The idea of Nikki being warned sends shivers down the spines of longtime viewers, because when a warning is issued in Genoa City, it is never something to be taken lightly. Warnings in Nikki's world have often preceded devastating twists, whether it was a looming betrayal, a scandal ready to explode, or a danger lurking in the shadows. This time, the warning may hit even closer to home, forcing Nikki to confront the one thing she has always struggled with: her vulnerability. Despite being the matriarch of the Newman family and a woman of immense strength, Nikki has always carried an air of fragility, a reminder of the demons she continues to battle privately. The warning Nikki receives could come from multiple sources, and that uncertainty is part of what makes the storyline so intriguing. Is this a warning about her health, reminding her that her lifelong struggles with alcoholism leave her in a constant state of risk? Could it be a warning tied to Newman family business? Perhaps someone trying to tip her off about Victor's enemies circling closer? Or maybe it is something far more personal, a warning about someone she loves, possibly one of her children, being in danger. The possibilities are endless, and that mystery is precisely what has fans glued to their screens, speculating about every word Nikki hears and every move she makes. When it comes to Nikki, family is always at the center of the storm. Her children, Victoria, Nick, and Abby, are often pulled into the chaos surrounding the Newman Empire. A warning delivered to Nikki could be about one of them, perhaps foreshadowing betrayal or danger. Victoria's ambition has often placed her in precarious positions, aligning with and against her father in ways that invite powerful enemies. Nick's loyalty has sometimes left him vulnerable to heartbreak and manipulation. Abby, while carving her own path, still carries the Newman name and all the risks that come with it. Nikki's warning may serve as a foreshadowing of a storm about to hit her family, and as the matriarch, she knows she must be prepared to defend them all, even if it costs her peace of mind. The warning could also point directly back to Victor. Victor Newman has built his empire through ruthlessness, manipulation, and strength, but every empire has cracks. For decades, Victor's enemies have tried to bring him down, and often it is Nikki who pays the price emotionally, if not physically. She has been kidnapped, manipulated, and put in harm's way more times than she can count, simply because of her association with Victor. A warning to Nikki could be connected to Victor's current battles, suggesting that she needs to tread carefully or risk being pulled deeper into danger. Fans know that when Victor is juggling enemies in business and personal matters, the collateral damage often falls on Nikki's shoulders. Another layer of intrigue comes from Nikki's own history with addiction. She has faced relapses, interventions, and the constant temptation that shadows her sobriety. Could the warning be coming from a doctor, a friend, or even a rival who sees cracks forming in her carefully maintained image? The threat of relapse has always been part of Nikki's story, and receiving a warning about her health could trigger a wave of emotional storylines as she battles old demons. Nikki's struggles with alcohol have always resonated deeply with fans because they ground her character in real-life challenges, and a warning in this area would once again bring her vulnerability to the forefront. Nikki's warning could also be more sinister. Soap operas thrive on suspense, and a mysterious warning could signal that someone is targeting her directly. Perhaps an anonymous message, a threatening phone call, or even a cryptic conversation with a stranger leaves Nikki rattled. The question then becomes, who is behind it, and what do they want? Is this an old enemy resurfacing to settle a score, or is someone inside the Newman circle plotting a move that could shake the family dynasty? In Genoa City, no one is ever truly safe, and Nikki's warning could be the opening chapter of a dangerous new game. Fans are particularly invested in this storyline because Nikki is not just another character, she is the emotional core of Y&R. Seeing her warned of danger or heartbreak puts the entire audience on edge, because her struggles are deeply felt by all who watch. Her strength, elegance, and humanity have always made her both relatable and aspirational, and any storyline that threatens her stability raises the stakes for everyone involved. This new arc also highlights Nikki's evolution. She is no longer the naive young woman who once danced at the bayou. She is a seasoned fighter who has faced everything from corporate wars to life-threatening health scares. Yet, despite her resilience, the warning she receives cuts through her armor, reminding her that even the strongest woman in Genoa City is not immune to danger or betrayal. Watching Nikki process this warning, weigh her options, and decide how to respond will be central to the drama. Will she confide in Victor, trusting him to protect her, or will she keep it to herself, determined to show her independence? Of course, the ripple effects of Nikki's warning will not stop with her. Victor, Victoria, Nick, Abby, and even Adam will inevitably be drawn into the fallout. Each Newman will react differently, some with anger, some with fear, and others with defiance. And as always, the family's enemies will be watching closely, ready to exploit any crack in the Newman armor. If Nikki falters, it could open the door for rivals like Jack Abbott or other schemers to make their move, turning her warning into a full-scale war. The beauty of Nikki's storyline is that it weaves together all the elements that make Y&R so compelling: family loyalty, personal struggle, romance, power, and danger. Her warning is not just a plot device, it is a reminder of how fragile even the strongest figures can be. It is a catalyst that will set off new conflicts, force difficult choices, and perhaps even change the course of the Newman family's future. As this arc unfolds, viewers can expect moments of heartbreak, revelation, and empowerment. Nikki will no doubt face her warning with the grace and strength that have defined her for decades, but she will also be forced to confront her fears and vulnerabilities in ways that test her like never before. Whether the warning is about her health, her family, or an outside threat, it will push her into the center of Genoa City's drama, reminding everyone that Nikki Newman is not just Victor's wife or the Newman matriarch, she is a force in her own right. One thing is certain: when Nikki Newman is warned, the entire town should take notice. Her warning is not just about her, it is a sign that something big is coming to Genoa City, something that will test alliances, ignite rivalries, and put the Newman name in the headlines once again. And as always, Nikki will face it with courage, vulnerability, and the kind of dramatic flair that makes her one of the most unforgettable characters in soap opera history.